to join the show?
Yep.
Yes, it is. Joe, how we doing?
All right.
Good. How are you guys doing?
Honestly, horrible. My team took Ron
fair.
Holland 5th overall.
Well, my team took Khalil Ware, so I'm actually pretty happy about that.
Talk to us on that. You're a Purdue guy. Your team ends up with Khalil Ware. What does that mean? Why do you like it?
I mean, I like the ability to get this kind of athletic young big as the backup big, a spot that's been kind of an issue for the Heat. Also, Heat culture. Like, if you were to pick a guy from the draft and want to throw him into Heat culture, like, is there a guy that you'd want more than Khalil Ware being kind of molded into that organization? So I was also high on Ware. Like, I'm not a huge draft guy. I'm not going to play like I am, but I just kind of like Trace Jackson Davis last year. It was just like the dude just feels like he's going to work in the NBA. So I'm happy. I'm really happy that he got him. Let him be a backup as Bam kind of keeps developing. Maybe there's a Bam Khalil future, but that probably won't be for a couple years.
Yeah. Is there? I know we've talked about Ware being a good fit for Heat culture because he kind of needs that. Is there any concern about him like not fitting and then things falling apart?
I mean, I'd say a little bit, but also I feel like the Heat truly wouldn't take him if they didn't like think that they could work with him. Like, can that happen? Sure, obviously, but like I feel like if they thought that would happen, then they probably would have just passed on him and went somewhere else. So no, I'm truly like, and I'm a Heat culture buyer and all that, but I'm not too worried about the motor and all that, being an issue for Ware in Miami.
Oh, now, I'm going to come around and say it. Joe, where would Cannon Catchings go in this draft? Don't answer that. That's a joke question. Please do not answer that. I do want to ask you this. You talk about being a Miami fan, Miami culture. Obviously, Purdue, is culture. Purdue's culture is one of the best in college basketball. You've been covering the team extremely well. And for anyone who's not out there following Joe, make sure you do. He puts in all the work in the Big Ten.
Yes.
What is it actually about Purdue and Purdue's culture that kind of seems that all these guys are just playing together, playing for themselves, and having all the success?
Like, I think it's you always hear the cliches of teams, right? Like, oh man, they're like such good friends off the court and stuff like that. They're all bought into winning and that, like, I think Purdue is one of the few teams where it's like it's true. Everybody just seems to buy in, like, year in and year out. Even Zach Edey, like, just the way that he carried himself last year. Towards the end, you started seeing a little bit more of the, like, hey, I'm 2-time National Player of the Year, like, give me my respect, Zach Edey. And none of us minded seeing that. But even him, like, there was never, even in his interactions with teammates and stuff, there never was like a, hey, I'm better type thing. And then it just kind of transcends from there. Everybody just buys into the roles. I think everybody trusts Painter, and I know how Painter recruits and all that has been a hot topic at points, but like, he's truthful. He's straight up with dudes from day one. That's also, part of the reason why Catchings is no longer on the team. He's not going to promise dudes anything. He's going to make people work. But on the flip side of that is, like, if you work, he's going to give you the shot. Like, he's not afraid to start freshmen that, Braden Smith is obviously, he was ranked 180 or something like that. He gives them the keys from day one. So if you're willing to work, you're willing to just buy in, like, Painter's going to give you his shot.
Yeah, I kind of want to turn the conversation. We'll stay maybe in the Big Ten. Maybe we can expand beyond the league because, you broke down Khalil Ware from your arch rival. You broke down your own team. I want to ask, of all the prospects in this draft who you've done a let's watch film thread, which one is your favorite to watch film on? Because let's just say I've seen more than a couple tweets out there that say when Joe Jackson tweets, let's watch film, I can feel the wheels in my head start churning. I think I speak for all of us when I say we want to know, which is the favorite one that you've scouted that you've done those threads on.
So I haven't done too many in terms of pure NBA draft. I definitely have stayed pretty Big Ten focused from just what I do. I'm trying to think who are some of my guys for this draft though. Jerry McCain is going to be one. Like, that's the one that pops off my head. Like, watching him throughout the season, he was a guy that I was just like, yeah, this dude, like Khalil Ware, like even Edey, and like, they're just dudes that, like, they're going to stick to me. They're just going to work. I'm not too worried about maybe Edey's a little bit different, but like, I'm not too worried about their skill set translating. Like, they just have solid game to them. And I think it'll translate. So Jerry McCain's the one that pops off my head where it's just like, I've watched this film and it's just Like he just feels like he's going to be a 12-year vet at some point.
No, I'm with you. I've loved his game. When you look at 15 points a game, 0-2 against Carolina, 41% from three, good rebounder. Like, yeah, how could you not love that guy? I think he sticks.
Exactly. And then he's got the swag to him too.
I'll ask the same question about Terrence Shannon Jr. because we've talked a lot about the fact that he's still on the board and we can't believe that. What do you like about him and his potential NBA future?
In terms of NBA body and all that, he's ready day one. And what is he? Is he 23, 24? I know he's up there.
He's 23.
Like 23. Yeah. So like obviously you're worried about some of the development and things like that come with the age, but like the dude's going to be one of the faster players in the NBA with the ball in his hands probably from day one in transition. Like he was probably the fastest in college, or I would put him as the fastest in college. Like he just has that ability to get downhill, get to the rim. I don't see why it wouldn't translate at some capacity. Mm-hmm. I am surprised he's kind of slipped too, although like this also almost feels like it could be better. If he ends up, I know Bucks, Knicks have a couple picks, like kind of this contender team where maybe he slides in as this like eighth man type, this burst of energy off the bench. I think that could be a really, really good spot for him too.
Joe, I want to make sure we clarify some things because I'm keeping an eye on our YouTube chat right now. We got a bunch of people talking about, wait a second, this is Joe of the Feed the Post podcast and also Boilers in the Stands. Shout out to Craig and to Braggs. We love Boilers in the Stands. But we got a couple of people saying, did not know this was the Feed the Post guy. Damn Skippy it is. This is Feed the Post. It's Joe Jackson. He's a rising star. Put some damn respect on his name.
Yep.
I appreciate that. Yep, it is me. I guess, yeah, on my channel, I'm pretty face hidden, but I am at Feed the Post on YouTube. So,
you damn skip. I'm taking responsibility for you, Joe. I am, because
I appreciate that.
You don't like to talk your talk, and I'm one who talks too damn much. So I got talk to give out. So I'm gonna assist you with a little bit of talk. My guy Joe grinds harder than anybody that I know in the Big Ten with the film, the threads, anything you need. He makes it easily accessible. He puts it on YouTube. He puts that heart into it. If you are not tapped in as a Big Ten fan, shame on you, and your Big Ten fanship is hereby taken by the Sir Cartel Elliott.
I mean, there you go. You heard it straight from Carter. I appreciate all the kind words with all that.
Okay. Now that we got the love affair out of the way, let's get a little Joe Jackson roast session followed by some hard questions. What do you say to the haters who say that you look like a mix of Caleb First and Luke Goody?
See, I pulled up I was watching your show, but then like I logged off to like get ready for it or whatever. I pop on, I see Luke Goody before me. And I was like, did they do this on purpose? And then the first one, like I used to have my hair a little bit longer and it was like curlier. That was when I thought, at least like in terms of here, it was like, oh, I understand why people say that. Luke Goody wants just the red hair. Like,
so is Luke. No shade at Luke either. So that's not nice disrespect. Okay, here's the hard question. We asked, I think we asked Luke this. We asked somebody earlier in the show this. Yeah, it was Luke. 3-man race at the top of the Big Ten. That's the dialogue on Twitter right now. Illinois, Indiana, Purdue. Obviously, you cover Purdue. You know them extremely well. What team do you think is 1A if all three of these teams are 1A, 1B, 1C?
Oof. I'm going to lean Purdue right now just because I have the least amount of questions about how they fit together. I think Illinois, if everybody reaches their potential, then if everybody reaches their potential, it's Indiana. But I think Purdue has the highest floor out of those three personally. I know what Brain's going to give. I'm expecting I expect a huge year from Heidi. I expect TKR to take a jump. And then the biggest question is going to be, can one of the bigs pop, right? Between First, Berg, Burgess, and Jacobson. If one of them can pop, then you're looking better. But I'll lean Purdue right now. I think I haven't gone through every team yet. I'm going to throw UCLA up there for now as well.
Thank you. I was about to say. Thank you.
And then, so you guys, because like I said, I'm so Big Ten focused. Like I watched 85 of the Big Ten newcomers, still 48 left. So there's a lot. But like, am I weird? Am I crazy for thinking USC has like an outside shot or not?
No, you're not.
USC?
No, you're not.
Carter's the only. Me and Carter are usually on
Yes, you
lockstep with the players we stand.
Joe Jackson, I feel you, twin. We here.
I got you.
Yep.
I'm out on USC.
I mean, are we like acting like we're big Terrence Williams guys? He's like the 5th best player on the team.
St. Thomas, he must went out and got a bunch of bucket getters, and the name of the game is have more points than the other team at the end of the game. He's giving himself a good chance by getting the guys that score a lot of points.
Like
UCLA is going to be better. UCLA is going to be a better team than LA.
Which is a hotter take then is because like I'm with my film breakdown, I'm trying to be honest with myself and ignore all outside like noise and stuff. I have my ratings and I'm gonna look wrong about a bunch of dudes. It is what it is. So which is a hotter take, that USC is like a top 4 team, or that St. Thomas could be an All-American?
St. Thomas as an All-American.
St. Thomas for sure.
By far.
Okay.
I don't think either of those are that hot.
Hey,
me and Carter on the USC bandwagon.
Joe, how did you get started with like the Let's Talk Hoops threads? What got you into this world of film breakdowns? Yeah, I mean,
yeah. So to keep it short, I just, like probably a lot of people, played high school basketball. It was just like, hey, I like basketball. I want to stay involved somehow. I started purely as an analytics account, and I got my undergrad in stats, my master's in econ. So like I'm a numbers dude by nature, but I did that for 2 years. But I was like, man, I kind of want to do more. And then I came across some Twitter accounts, Nikias Duncan, Steve Jones Jr., the Dunker Spot. They cover the NBA. I think they're the best to do it. Among some others for sure. And just kind of seeing that, like, oh, hey, there's this whole other realm on Twitter that they can just put out of like, hey, they're just breaking down film. So I just wanted to dive in. So I started, learning a bunch, because I didn't start from scratch, but I started from pretty much scratch in terms of play breakdowns and understanding concepts and stuff like that. And then it's just kind of taken off from there. Started with just Purdue. They wanted to expand to the whole Big Ten. And that's kind of where I'm at now with it.
What was the scout on Joe Jackson, the high school basketball player?
So we were, where I was from, I'm 6'3". I was the tallest player on our team, but I was a stretch 5. We were, by senior year, we were a run and gun, just like, put it up quick. I think, because like I said, I was our center. I made more threes than I took twos all year. So you had to respect me from beyond the arc. I had pretty good range. I was 6'3", like 155. So like I was doing my best battling down low. Sometimes some guys just got me. It is what it is. But pick and pop dude, gonna run the break, space out to the perimeter, knock down a bunch of threes.
Yeah.
So,
that modern Butler
Love that.
of every single Purdue big that you've watched, would you say your game was the most Daniel Jacobson-y then? Perimeter oriented? Like what's the Purdue center comp for you?
Oh man.
Edie.
Yeah.
what's it first?
I guess like low key like Matt Arms, because like I think Arms was a decent defender. I had no defense. Like I was not out there playing defense. I wasn't worried about that. Like
I really do, man.
we were running, we were playing, having fun, bringing good crowds finally and stuff like that. Like I wasn't worried about defense.
Yeah, this is why we love Joe Jackson. You should love Joe Jackson too. Go check out his work. Feed the Post. He's awesome. Follow him on Twitter. His film breakdowns are must watch every single day. And shout out to the Boilers in the Stands guys as well. They all do great work. And Joe is featured post game, pre-game stuff all the time, all season long. Joe, we'll let you go, man. Thank you very much for being here.
Yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate you guys having me on. It's been a great show.
Thanks, Joe.
All right, let's recap everything that's going on with the actual draft for just a